Well, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Jen York. We are tracking breaking news this afternoon. A man is dead following an active shooter situation in Spokane Valley. Taking a live look at that investigation right now. This happened at a business park near Montgomery and Woodruff. Deputies with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office say a man opened fire at a business that's not open to the public. They say later deputies shot and killed that man. No one else was hurt. Authorities say there is no longer a threat to the public. Now, we've been tracking this as breaking news all morning long. The big question on everyone's mind is what led up to this shooting. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is joining us live from that scene. Amanda, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Jen, we're joining you here from the Montgomery Business Park. This is the closest law enforcement are allowing media to get to this scene here in Spokane Valley. We just got an update as far as preliminary information of what happened this morning regarding this shooting, and that information came from Spokane Valley Police Chief Mark Warner. Take a listen.
The caller reported that there was a white male adult outside the business, which is not open to the public. And the doors were locked, was pounding on the glass door, trying to get inside. A few minutes later, he reported that the subject was actively shooting at that point. Deputies arrived on scene shortly thereafter, engaged the subject. A gunfight ensued, shots were fired. Somehow the subject made it back to his vehicle and crashed into a tree. And we went up and cleared it, the vehicle, and found the subject to be deceased.
Now, law enforcement are also saying that no law enforcement officers or deputies were injured when they confronted the suspect. They are not identifying the suspect at this time, and they cannot confirm whether or not this was an employee. And you did mention those two calls that came in. The first call came in because of the suspicious activity. The second call came in reporting that they saw the man with a handgun and was shooting rounds from that. Now, as you can see there, video of agencies, a SWAT responding to the area. AMR was on scene for a time, but eventually left the area. Now we're coming out live here to the scene. You can see the incident command post is set up here at the business. We're still not being told which business specifically was involved in this situation, but we're told it deals with internet sales, and as you heard the chief mention, it is closed to the public. Now, earlier today we heard from a woman who works at the building next door to this scene here. She was outside for a smoke break and she heard some gunshots, but she thought they were firecrackers. But she did say shortly after, law enforcement responded right away. Now, I talked to Chief Warner. He says right now, as part of the investigation of the scene here, they're just processing the scene and collecting evidence. So we'll be waiting to get additional information. Again, that suspect has not been identified, and the good news here is that no law enforcement were injured in this shooting. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Amanda, thanks so much for joining us with that new information here at noon. And like Amanda mentioned, this shooting happened near the Woodruff Business Park. Many people were wondering and working in that area and saw this incident play out. KREM 2's Taylor Vito spent the morning talking to eyewitnesses to get a better idea of what happened. He joins us now with more. Hi, Taylor.
Well, hey, Jen, first off, I want to show you a live look at one of the two scenes that's behind me now. I'll step off to the side of the camera here while my photographer zooms in. This is on Knox, south of where the main police activity was earlier. Now, based on what witnesses are telling us, this is where the initial shooting took place. The suspect then took off. Authorities are blocking off a good portion of the road, as you can see here. There's tape heading north into the business park along or north of where we are standing. Now, again, as you were mentioning, I spoke with a couple of people working nearby who heard the shots. Here's what they told me.
Yeah, I was just sitting at my desk and just started hearing pop, 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 probably 15, 20 shots consecutively. And I knew right away it was gunfire that was close by.
Just at my desk, and definitely a distinct sound of gunfire. And it was probably 10 or 15 rounds, maybe 20. Back to back to back to back.
All of my employees came out. We were watching. As we walked over toward the corner here, we heard a concussion grenade go off and a lot of smoke happening.
And then followed shortly after by an explosion. you don't hear it every day. It's kind of crazy to hear gunfire like that, you know, in the middle of the city. So it was a little intense. You know, it was kind of stay away from the windows and doors. You know, you fear for your safety when you hear that many shots go off.
Well, I knew something was going down. I mean, I shoot, so I knew that there was an active shooter going on.
Now, I did go knock on the door of Johnson Controls. They're one of the main businesses located by where this police scene is. They declined to comment on what they heard or saw. As you might be able to see, though, their parking lot is open, though people are moving in and out of that. It's just Knox, though, right here, that's blocked off. Live in Spokane Valley, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
All right, Taylor, thank you so much. Well, other businesses near that area report they received a phone call telling them to stay inside during that shooting. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is at the corner of East Montgomery Avenue and North Woodruff Road. Nicole, what information do you have for us?
Yeah, Jen, so like you said earlier, all of this happened right on the edge of a business park here on Montgomery. And the businesses right behind me, just east of Woodruff here, actually said that they were heard gunshots and saw smoke from the suspect's car crashing. These businesses over here also got a pre-recorded phone call saying to stay inside. One business down the street even went into an internal code red situation, according to an employee I talked to. Multiple businesses told us they got that first call when everything started and then got another call when the area was safe again. But in businesses just on the other side of the road, people really only heard the aftermath.
You actually just heard the cop car fly by really fast. I mean, really fast. And the siren was following behind him. It was that fast. And that's when we all started to, come to the windows to see what was going on. And the police presence was pretty quick.
Businesses around the area were getting a lot of calls all morning about whether or not customers could get to them. But with what little information the area knew for the most part of this morning, the systems in place did a great job of keeping everybody safe. Now, the roads behind me here, officers say that they will be closed for a good portion of the day, but most of the businesses in these areas can be reached through other roads. Live here in the Spokane Valley, I'm Nicole Hernandez. I'll send it back to you, Jen.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for that live report. As you heard her mention, several roads in the area are still closed as investigators comb over the crime scenes. We want to send things over to Evan Narani for a look at the latest traffic conditions. Evan, what are you seeing since this situation developed right off I-90?
Thank you very much, Jen. Yeah, we're still seeing pretty decent traffic on Argonne. That's that exit right off of I-90 in the Spokane Valley where we're seeing this situation take place. So that cross street there, East Montgomery, down that road is exactly where we're seeing the majority of actual blocked off roadways, meaning that if you try to take a right onto East Montgomery, you probably will not be able to. And that traffic is blocked all the way up to the top right portion of your screen where you see North Dartmouth Road. So that's the area that's blocked off entirely. That area in red on the left-hand portion of your screen, that is where we're seeing standstill traffic reported here on Waze. Now, what we're also seeing is if we give you a little bit of a wider look out at I-90, there is a little bit of traffic reported on I-90. There have been several incidents that you see on the right hand of your screen where people have reported backed up traffic near that Argonne exit. And as we mentioned, if you try to take that Argonne exit, you'll likely encounter some decent traffic as well, along with those blocked off roads on East Montgomery. It is just about to hit 12:09. I'm going to send things back to you, Jen.
All right, Evan, thank you. We do want to take another live look at that active scene right now in the Spokane Valley. If you are just joining us here at the noon hour, here is what we know about the Spokane Valley shooting. Deputies with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office say a man is dead after opening fire this morning at a business park. This is near Montgomery and Woodruff. Authorities say the man opened fire at a business that is not open to the public. They say deputies later shot and killed that man. No one else was hurt. We do not know what led up to the shooting at this time or the suspect's identity. We only know that what authorities say is he approached a business, tried to get into that business, and then he started firing off rounds from a weapon. Deputies say that is when it did indeed turn into an active shooter situation. Again, deputies later shot and killed that suspect. The Spokane County Medical Examiner will release that information on the suspect's identity at a later time. And again, authorities say there is no longer a threat to the public. This situation is still developing here at the noon hour. We, of course, will keep you updated as we learn more. You can track developments on this story right now on KREM.com. You can also find that information on the new KREM 2 mobile app.